स्टूडेंट्स के माइंड में बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस हैं। सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन ये आता है कि उस इंस्टीट्यूट की प्लेसमेंट्स कैसे होने वाले हैं। साल जो बीबी ऑनर्स है उसकी सीट्स इस बार उन्होंने बढ़ाई हैं, इट इज 180। सर, इज इट अ गुड इंस्टीट्यूट टू गो फॉर और नॉट? तो जब भी कोई इंस्टीट्यूट अपना आईपीएम प्रोग्राम लॉन्च कर रहा है तो स्टूडेंट्स के माइंड में बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस चल रहे हैं, और पर्टिकुलरली उसके पीछे रीजन ये है कि 5 साल के लिए वो इंस्टीट्यूट में जाके पढ़ना चाह रहे हैं, एक हैफ्टी अमाउंट दे रहे हैं। तो सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन ये आता है कि उस इंस्टीट्यूट की प्लेसमेंट्स कैसे होने वाले हैं। दूसरा क्वेश्चन ये आता है कि किस टाइप का एक्सपोजर मिलने वाला है। तीसरा कि क्या वहां पर जाकर फॉरेन एक्सचेंज प्रोग्राम मिलेंगे कि नहीं, क्या वो उसी टाइप की वाइब एंड फील दे पाएगा जिस टाइप की वाइब एंड फील IIM इंदौर दे रहा है। पिछले साल टैपमी ने अपना बीबी ऑनर्स प्रोग्राम चालू किया और इस साल आईपीएम प्रोग्राम विद मिनिमल सीट्स 60। पिछले साल जो बीबी ऑनर्स है उसकी सीट्स इस बार उन्होंने बढ़ाई हैं, इट इज 180। बट हमारे स्टूडेंट्स, सुपरग्रैड्स के स्टूडेंट्स हमसे बार बार पूछ रहे हैं, सर इज इट अ गुड इंस्टीट्यूट टू गो फॉर और नॉट? तो हमने सोचा why not call authorities directly from TAPMI over here and ask them these tough direct questions. So a very warm welcome on SuperGrads YouTube channel. As they say, IPM is spreading wings. IPM has spread wings, and one of the very popular institutes, TAPMI from Manipal, also joins the league this particular year. And today we have amongst us two dignitaries from TAPMI Manipal and TAPMI Bangalore. A very, very warm welcome on SuperGrads dais today, sir. First of all, we do have amongst us Professor Vishnu Chanda, who is Chairman IPM Program TAPMI Manipal. And we also have amongst us Professor Aditya Mohan Jadhav, Dean TAPMI Bangalore. A very warm welcome over here to both of you.
Thanks, Rahul.
And something which is very crucial, I've been telling my students, sir, that, this is an interview where I'm going to talk tough. I'm going to ask very, very tough questions from TAPMI professors because, that's necessary also because they want to go inside an institute, and that institute should be giving the vibe that, we are warmly welcoming you over here. You're completely secure in our hands and you are in basically safe hands. So the first question which I would like to throw to you guys is that, TAPMI has a legacy of 40 years in PG management education. And I was going through the NIRF rankings last year. I could see that it stood at, I think, perhaps 38th, right? And that's something with immensely commendable. What made TAPMI enter the UG space after such a long time in the, it was there for the long time in PG space? And what made it enter inside the UG space this particular year?
In this very crisp note or very clearly, Rahul, we entered the UG space because we always wanted to get into the UG space.
All right.
Okay. So we always wanted to get into the UG space for over the last 10, 12 years. We have been thinking about it. One of the key reasons we had never entered the UG space because we did not have a university affiliation, and a good UG program should be a 4-year program is what something we at TAPMI always believed. Minimum 4 years, and that is possible because of the national education policy. Given that the national education policy has made it possible to give a UG program, we have entered the UG program. The other reason we have entered the UG program is basically we find that a large section of a UG, especially management education, is not geared towards careers. Okay. So both the programs that we have now introduced, whether it's the IPM 5-year IPM program or the 4-year BBA honors program, the objective is careers of the student. Okay.
All right.
Our UG programs are not feeders to MBA programs, neither ours nor anyone else's. So the end point of both of our programs is great career opportunities for our students. And that was the objective with which we entered the UG program.
Okay. One question that comes up from the discussion which we are having right away is, what is the necessity of two programs then? You are coming up with IPM program this particular year. I think last year you launched BBA honors program. What is the target market for both these, entrances or the UG degrees? Is there a difference between these two?
Okay, the program structure is where the difference is. The objective is not, I'm again reiterating, whether you take the IPM program or the BBA honors program, you will have fantastic career opportunity at the end of the program. Now, the IPM program is basically designed for a clear-cut degree, the terminal degree of MBA.
Mhm.
Okay. So the program is designed in such a manner, and I'm sure Professor Vishnu can add to it, that the first 3 years actually build into what would be a good learning of an MBA. So what we found that when you go to generally when freshers, especially freshers, join an MBA program without prior work experience, they struggle in an MBA program because many times they are not able to handle the variety and also not understand the business context that well. Okay.
Rightly
The
said.
IPM program first 3 years basically is aimed to solve this problem, so that when these guys join or merge with the regular MBA students in the year 4 to start their MBA program, they don't suffer from this disadvantage.
Taken.
And that actually, so you have built that understanding, you have built that tenacity, you have built their appetite for that variety, and hence they really benefit out of this 2 years of MBA. That's why our undergrad degree in IPM, and Professor Vishnu can correct me, is BA Foundations of Management and not a BBA.
True. Taken. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's something commendable also.
Ha. Whereas the BBA honors program is a 4-year program, which is a standalone program whose objective is careers and not a feeder into an MBA program. At the end of 4 years, we want every one of ours to start a career of their own in whichever area they want to get into, whether it's research or whether it's into corporate or in entrepreneurship, which is our objective for this program, and they pursue it accordingly. The BBA honors has an independent structure completely. It is aimed for a job prospect or an entrepreneurship at the end of it. And hence, what we have done it is it integrated at the Bangalore campus in the form of a university setup. Means what? We have inputs from various other schools as well. And that's how it has been designed.
So great points being made. One very important point being made, that it's not going to be the feeder to the MBA programs, and
Yes.
that he's making it quite clear that BBA honors program is also not the feeder for MBA programs. Students who are listening to me right now, this point should be noted. If you're doing BBA honors from TAPMI, that clearly indicates that it's not a feeder for MBA program. Next question, why two different locations, sir? I mean, that's a bit strange for us because, you are running IPM from Manipal, then BBA honors from Bangalore. What is the reason behind this?
Yeah. There is a very simple reason. Okay. And I will start with IPM. IPM structure as per AICT rules, IPM can be offered at only the location where MBA is being offered.
Okay.
Okay. So because in the 4th year, the students join the same MBA students in
Hmm.
the classroom. It doesn't remain a separate cohort. It merges with the MBA cohort for the last 2 years. Okay, and that's one of the requirements of AICT. So the first 3 years as well as the 2 years, they are all at Manipal because the end degree is MBA.
Okay.
We basically wanted the BBA honors at a separate location. There are 2 reasons. First, we wanted to have a setup where we can actually get inputs from variety of other schools in the university, so that that whole university idea, integrated learning, multidisciplinary learning, can be actually evolved as a program. For example, I have courses in psychology, anthropology, mathematics, technology, in the BBA honors program, and design. So my design courses are actually taught by faculty from Srishti Manipal School of Design, which is also a Manipal University school. It's one of the top ranking design schools in the country, and it is located in the same location where we are located at Bangalore, in
Okay.
the Mahi campus. My technology courses are being actually taught from the Manipal Institute of Technology.
All
Right.
right.
My psychology and anthropology courses are actually being taught from the Department of Liberal Arts and Humanities, which is also located in the same campus. So at
Taken.
Bangalore, we have this benefit of 10 campuses in the same
Same
schools
location.
in the same campus of 120 acres. And that is what. Also, the hostels are together, everything is together at Bangalore. So, right. Manipal, because the objective is MBA, understand TAPMI has a fantastic 42-acre campus, right? The culture is of an MBA. So even if you're joining at 12th standard, that the MBA culture exists, the teachers are the same, there is a continuity, there is a thought process, and that is what a good IPM program should have.
So
So
clear points being made over here. BBA honors because they're getting a clear advantage of 10 different institutes, and they can use the expertise of those 10 different institutes. And when you talk about the IPM program, they are considering the MBA program with it. They need to merge it at one point of time. Now, pitching in Vishnu sir also over here, asking you this particular question. So, what's going to be the program structure like for the IPM program? Because you are going to head the IPM program. Also, what's going to be the focus in initial 3 years? How is it going to be different from last 2 years?
Okay, so I'll just summarize what's going to happen in the first 3 years. So in the first 3 years, the student will build a strong foundational competency. So that's the whole objective of it.
Okay.
And the fourth and the fifth year, the student will not only master the business skills, but he will also be a business ready manager. So that's the basic summary. So now what is going to happen in the first 3 years is that we have 5 buckets. Like we have analytics and data sciences, we have social sciences, management, humanities and performing arts. So this is what the student is going to do inside the classroom. We are also going to have live projects. We are also going to have internships, which is going to be outside the classroom. And we also have something called as skill-based workshops. So we are going to bring in yoga. We are going to bring in mental health and well-being, leadership courses, spreadsheets, etc. So this is what the student is going to do in the first 3 years. Okay, the fourth and the fifth year, yes, the student is going to not only nurture the business skills, but he'll also get into the specialization tracks like either marketing or the strategy, IT, analytics. So that is what the student is actually going to do. So within the first 3 years plus the fourth and the fifth year, we will ensure that the student is going to be job ready.
Okay. So I think if I read it correctly, then majority of the part was taken from IIM Indore, but added bit benefits to it and things to it. Skills being kept at paramount importance, because you are giving a lot of importance to skills over here. And certainly, I'll be asking more questions to understand how the structure and program is going to be like. Okay, let's ask this question from Professor Aditya. Sir, is there some difference between IPM and your BB honors program? How both of them are similar and different? If you can throw some light on that. Yeah.
Again, so I'll come back to the same point I've been saying. Whether you do BBA honors or IPM, the objective is a great career. Okay,
Right.
it is right. Now, how is it different? So, for Professor Vishnu has already elaborated how an IPM program is. Especially the initial 3 years are more foundation based, and then they join the MBA program and develop their managerial skills and all. A BBA honors program is slightly different. What happens here is it's basically into 4 years, structured in year wise with a clear cut objective. So the first year basically for us is the foundation year. In the first year we have courses. So the BBA honors program comes from the simple understanding that a business requires you to understand the customer. A customer will have multiple facets, so you should understand all his facets well. And also the business is part of the society, it's not independent of the society. So you understand the society well as well. Okay, so in the first year we have courses like business governance and society. We have courses like anthropology, psychology, scientific thinking, design thinking. We have courses, basic principles of management, economics, basic mathematics, and accounting, basic accounting. So in the first year we are basically looking at designing the strong base on which ethics is a very important part for us in the first year or throughout the program. So ethics is basically taught even before we teach business. Okay. Yeah. Once the first year is, or in the second year, we teach foundations of management, the basics of marketing, HR, finance, everything else.
All right.
The third year, we build over the foundations by advanced aspects. Whereas it's only in the fourth year where the student starts thinking in terms of electives and everything else.
Okay.
The fourth year, and then joins the corporate job is what is the structure. You can exit at the end of third year as well.
But there is a sound difference. I can actually understand there is a sound difference between the IPM program and BB honors program. Very clear. Yeah, there is no reliance exactly.
No.
But I have heard about this track principle. Something if you can throw light on. There are tracks available in the program. What is that?
So what happens after the end of third year, there are student can actually exit with a BBA degree if he wants. There is no question on that.
All right.
But we are very clear, if you really want to benefit out of this program, the 4 years is what is necessary.
Understood.
Because it's designed on the idea of the Yale's Bachelor of Management program. Okay. So Yale, so what happens
Can
in
you
the
throw
fourth
some
year?
light on this particular program also? I mean, you were referring to some foreign BB
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Yale is one of the top B schools in the world,
All
right?
right. Yeah.
And they have one of the best Bachelor of Management programs if you really look at it. So it's a 4-year program where in the 4th year they allow students to explore what they want to do. Okay. And that really strengthens. The first 3 years they strengthen out everything. 4th year they basically move to an exploration where students can actually go to other schools and study some aspects to develop the area where they want to. Okay. So what we have done is, first is slightly different. We have created tracks in the 4th year. Once you come to the 4th year, you have 3 tracks to choose from. First is the entrepreneurship track. So we want students who want to do entrepreneurship to join this track, work for 1 year on the project or proposal that they want to do. To facilitate this, we are going to set up a 1,000 square feet incubation center in partnership with Manipal. So Manipal already has a MUTBI, Manipal University Technology and Bio Incubator. A branch of it will be set up at TAPMI Bangalore, and this incubation students can work on it. If at the end of it they do well, they can continue in the incubation center till they're converted into a startup. Okay.
All right.
We will support that journey of the student.
That journey as well. Okay.
Okay. In the second track is basically the research track. So there are people who want to go abroad and do research, pursue PhD.
PhD over there.
Abroad as well as in India now, people can actually do a PhD after undergrad. You no more require a master's to do a PhD.
Okay.
So that has been scrapped with National Education Policy. So we are focusing on that only. They do a 4 years. The 4th year, they basically in the research track, they work on a research paper, research idea, publish a paper. That's what is our end objective, and then apply for PhD abroad. And once they have paper in hand, they will easily get into a PhD abroad. So that's not. Yeah. The third track where we find majority of the students coming is called advanced specialization. So in the 3rd year, what we are basically asking students to do, take 2 areas of specialization and explore them. That's the basic idea of the 3rd year. And take one of them and work in the 4th year. So 4th year will only have specialization subjects, nothing core. And the student chooses one area. Let's say someone says marketing. Okay. So he will then study only advanced courses in marketing as a specialization. And for them, there will be a placement in semester 8. So that is what we are saying when we said careers. Okay. You can decide to become an entrepreneur, we'll facilitate it. You want to go to a corporate job, we'll facilitate it. You want to take up research as a career, we'll facilitate it.
All right. So 3 tracks being mentioned by you are clear over here. The first one is entrepreneurship. The second one over here is research, and third one is advanced specialization. Taken. Now, let me pitch in the IPM team and Professor Vishnu over here. And sir, I mean, a lot of my students are asking this. Do we have some provisions for foreign exchange programs? Because, they are inspired by IIM Indore. So what is your take on that part?
See, there is an option for international exchange program.
Okay.
But that is going to happen only after year 4. So only when you come to the final year, you have an option there. So yes, because we are a part of MAHE now, so we have a lot of MOUs with several universities across the world. So there is an option for that also.
Okay. And we have heard that, residential programs are providing a lot of infrastructural facilities to the students. So since it's going to be a residential program for the students, what all infrastructural facilities are you right now guaranteeing the students from this dais?
Okay, now if you are going to talk about the MBA, yes, we have hostel facilities here. In fact, we have air-conditioned hostels. In fact, students are also given their individual washrooms also. Then we have gym, then we have stores, then we have saloon facilities, we have a doctor facility. In fact, we also have an ambulance also here. Then we have KMC hospital, which is also our group hospital. So if any student has got any medical needs, it will also be taken care. There is night canteen facilities. When you're talking about the mess, we have multiple vendors. So these are some of the facilities that we actually have at our TAPMI Manipal campus with respect to the MBA.
So how is life over there? Because that's an excitement which is always there in student mind, that how is going to be my life for the coming 5 years if I am joining an institute. If you can throw some light on the life aspect as well.
See, Rahul, this is not just only about academic. It's not the focus. The program focus is not only about academic. Academic is one portion.
I see.
So our focus is that we focus not only on the academic part but also on the personal development also.
Okay.
So in fact, at MBA level we have around 30 plus clubs here. So if somebody is interested in music, somebody is interested in biking, somebody is interested in math, analytics, you have various clubs here where you can actually join. So it is not just only study. So you have a lot of opportunities where you can develop your skill sets in groups, and you can actually move on. So I would say that the environment is filled with a lot of energy here, not just only from the academic perspective but also from the personal development perspective also.
All right, so all the students glued to the screens right now. Professor Vishnu has just promised you thrill in the coming 5 years,
Yeah.
and certainly you can join TAPMI for that particular thrill. But the next question is tough question, and that has to be answered clearly because people joining an institute, paying hefty amount of fees from their pockets, are actually eyeing at good placements. So Dr. Aditya can answer this particular question. First of all, let me ask this question from him. So what are expected placements at TAPMI Bangalore BB Honors?
Okay, so the total fees of the TAPMI Bangalore BB Honors for the 4 years comes to 15 lakhs. It is 3.75 lakhs per year for 4 years is 15 lakhs, though they can exit at the end of third year. What we are sure, if you really ask me, my target for myself is at least a CTC of 10 lakhs on above is what I am targeting for my students. We are already in the process of engaging companies and other things. So just to understand, Rahul, whether it's admissions or placements or even anything else, it is one institution, two locations. Okay. So as far as the placements are concerned and admissions are concerned, they are jointly handled, whether at Manipal or Bangalore. So the same team which is basically working for the MBA placements is also has already started working for undergrad, and we are sure that there won't be any difficulty about 10 to 12 lakhs because the program is designed in that manner. So especially if people who complete the fourth year, that is 10 lakhs is what I am really targeting at.
Should I assume that IPM is also going to provide the same set of placements? I mean, or
No,
there
no,
is some
no.
difference?
IPM, see, again, a lot of people don't understand. IPM graduation is not independent. Okay, at the fourth year, they merge with the MBA program. So their placements will happen at an MBA level, MBA program. Right now, our MBA CTC is around 15 lakhs, and I'm sure it will be much more than that.
Yep.
Okay. For
Can
IPM,
Professor Vishnu throw some light over there also? I mean, any expectations? I mean, after 5 years. So today we are right now in the year 2023, and somebody is coming out of 2028. And if you're seeing year-on-year growth at your end, somewhere it's going to land up where? I mean, just asking you this question if you're comfortable in answering this.
Okay. See, Rahul, it's a quite a challenging question for me to put the numbers here. But what I can say is that the placements are going to be very good because you know what, here in IPM you have a seamless transition from your undergraduate to your graduate, and the kind of curriculum that we have, the inside classroom, outside classroom, and the skill based the programs that we are running. I'm 100% sure that the placements are going to be very good. And whatever the fees that they're going to pay, an IPM student will pay 25 lakhs total fees for the entire 5 years.
Yeah.
I can I can say that there is going to be a very good return on investment.
Okay. So interesting points being made over here. Dr. Aditya is mentioning that at least he's targeting 10 plus lakhs of placement on the average side. And Professor Vishnu is making a very important point that, right now they are already getting 15 lakh rupees per annum as the average placement. And considering year on year growth, you can actually look into the placement side, and it's going to be quite exciting. So people should keep their fingers crossed. Next, sir. So let me pitch in Professor Aditya over there, Dr. Aditya over there. Can you throw some light on the international tie-ups of TAPMI? Because that's something that all the students are looking up to.
okay. So at the BB Honors program, Rahul, we have decided to take a slightly different route. So we are not looking for exchange, to be very frank. The reason being, we found that when exchange happens, students actually go abroad, spend a lot of money for that experience. But when they come back, unfortunately, companies do not value it that much. You can't get a premium for that exchange when you go for placements, and we are looking at careers. So instead of that, what we are trying to do is we are in talks with multiple universities, at least 3 to 4 universities. We are at the at the verge of finalizing the MOUs. Okay, these are top universities across the globe, where we are saying based on our CGP at the end of 4th year, the students will directly get admission to the master's program in these foreign universities, get a master's degree from these foreign universities, and continue with a PR. We are saying rather than trying to do an exchange or something else, we'll facilitate this transition for them to go abroad if someone wants to go abroad. Because when you pursue a degree there, they can work and they can recover the money that they are investing. An exchange does not facilitate it.
So I think the very interesting point, the point which I actually buy it from this particular point is that, you know, you are facilitating foreign education as well along with the
At
placement part,
master's level.
at the master's level. So
Yeah.
something which we all should look up to, that, you know, many of the students are actually eyeing at foreign education just after completing the graduation part, and they do not get you know, a direct transfer over there. They look up to a lot of universities at point of time, but over here TAPMI is actually going to facilitate that particular part, commendable part, definitely, which we should pinpoint right away. Now, the next question from my side would be, I'm hearing this university campus setup actually a lot from the website. What exactly it is, and can you throw some light over there?
Okay, so we are set up as a part of Mahe Bangalore. Mahe Bangalore is almost an 120-acre area campus at Yelahanka, which has 10 different schools all integrated together. Integrated means we are in the same location, same place. My building is almost like 10 meters away from the engineering college,
Okay.
and 20 meters away from the law college, that type of structure. So all of these schools are together. Okay, we share our resources, we share our expertise. So whenever there is a management course we taught in the engineering, law, or any other area, it is my faculty who go and teach. Similarly, their faculty come and teach at my school. So that's how the integration happens. The hostels are common for all the students. So your room partner might be a law guy, you might be an engineering guy. Okay, though we don't allow the interchange in the number of, in terms of years. Your first year room partner might be an engineering guy. Okay, right. So the whole idea of such an hostel structure is also to ensure that, you know, students
cross learn, right?
Not only cross learn, develop that essence of adjustment. Okay,
all right, yeah.
Because now that guy is going to have a different structure, different needs. My
All
room
right.
partner is not having the same needs as
Same
mine.
set of needs, yeah.
Yeah, so that level of integration, adjustment, all the activities, mess and everything is together. Okay, so for all other activities other than classroom learning, they are all together and they're learning extensively from each other. They are conducting events together, they are conducting activities together. So that is the whole idea. So this is, if you go to any good top-notch university across the globe, it's a university setup. Okay, there is no standalone. Okay. Howard Business School will not be standalone somewhere. You know? It is a part of the Howard University, right? And Howard Law College actually has an equally strong rating like Howard Business School, and they integrate a lot in their research. Right. Same is the structure with various universities like Stanford, or you go to any university, right? Chicago. So each university, that's exactly what we are trying to do here.
All right. Some very good points being made over here. In fact, very first time on this particular channel, that, you know, you need to learn it from the people who are not into your business. They are into something else. And certainly when you are learning and that particular fellow is learning somewhere else, you're going to learn it from him. You're going to share the same room, same setup. You may be even participating in the events which are going to come across. So that's a lot of learning which you can take from the people who are into altogether different setup. All right, let me pitch in Professor Vishnu over here now, because if he can throw some light on the admission process now. How is the admission process going to happen now for both the parlances? So if you're comfortable for IPM only, then Professor Aditya can pitch in after that. Or if you're comfortable with both, then you can throw some light over there.
Okay, so you want to go ahead, Professor Aditya?
No, please go ahead.
Okay, Rahul, the aspirant needs to take one of the entrance tests, which is either IPMAT, JIPMAT, or JEE, or SAT, CLAT, or we also have MET, which is Manipal entrance test, which is conducted by Mahe. Okay. So one of these entrance tests the aspirant needs to take, and then we will also look at their class 10th and then class 12th examinations. and we'll shortlist the candidates. We will call the candidates for a small interview, and then after that we will decide, whom to be given. We'll release the list. So that's if I have to just summarize how the admission process is actually.
Would you like to add something over here, Adit?
Yeah. So, Rahul, first thing is understand this is one institute, two locations. It might be two programs, but the admission process for both the programs is same. There is no distinction. Okay. So when a student applies to TAPMI UG programs, he is basically applying to both the programs automatically.
Yeah. Okay.
There is no differentiation. The process also will run in the same, means there is no distinction in the process. So the selection, so like Professor Vishnu told, will shortlist based on their score as well as 10th, 12th scores. Okay, we are also looking for good extracurricular guys, some sportsmen and others, right? We are ready to adjust for them. We are even open to some really interesting children. If they have some really good interesting profiles, we are open for those type of people, because we want to be an inclusive university on all those fronts. That's the basic reason why we are not sticking to one entrance exam. We are taking 7. We are ready to take 7 entrance exams, and you can have score in any of them to apply. So once he applies, there is a process. The selection process is online. Okay, it's not in person, so there is no traveling required. There is an interview and followed by a micro presentation. I would like to tell you, our interview objective is not to test the student's knowledge. Okay, because we know his 10th and 12th scores. So why should we repeat what we have already
What exactly
tested?
are you looking at then?
We are looking at whether he is the right fit for us and whether we are the right fit for him.
For them, yeah.
So a student is allowed to ask questions in the interview process as well. It is not one-sided. Okay, so student can ask questions to make a decision whether it's a right decision for him or not. We want to make. There is also a micro presentation that a student has to do. There are 42 topics we have decided for micro presentation. Those topics are already published on our website.
Important point, because whenever a micro presentation is taken by a university, many times they do not disclose the topics. So students who are listening to this, and if you fill the if you fill the TAPMI forms, then certainly the micro presentation topics have been disclosed on the website. Just go and check them right away.
Yeah, and once that is done, we will roll out the offers.
All right.
Okay.
So when is the admission process?
Here also, I'll just clarify, Rahul. Offer will be, if you are really good, you will get an offer for both the programs.
Okay. Interesting.
We are not going to segregate out that way.
Okay.
It is up to the student to choose which program they want to join based on what their career path is.
So if someone says a pre-decided seat number also for both the programs, or you will be taking a decision?
Because that is already decided. So there are 60 seats in the IPM program.
All right.
Because as per AICTE rules, that is this starting seat for any new program. BBA honors comes under UGC. So we have 180 seats approved for the UGC BBA honors program. Yeah.
So Rahul, it's a common application and it's a one common interview.
Yeah.
For both programs.
Yeah.
If you can throw some lights on dates also, I mean, because that will be a clarity for the students. When is this admission process going to help?
So our applications are open. Our application to apply to our programs, people have to apply to the application through www.tapmi.edu.in. Okay, this is our website, and they should come to this this website and apply. Once they apply, see, for those who are not appearing for the IPM program, we are conducting any of the other entrance course, and they are only looking for it. There is a separate entrance course that is being conducted by TAPMI. It is called the Manipal Entrance Test. The TAPMI Manipal Entrance Test will happen twice. So those who are applying up to April 15th, they will have an entrance test at the end of April. For those who are applying to May end, May 20th or May 25th, their entrance exam is happening at the end of May. But so that is what we are considering. But then IPMAT is basically happening somewhere in June 15th, if I understand correctly.
16 June, yeah.
16 June. So most of the other JE and others would have happened by that time. So our admission process will continue at least till the end of June or first week of July.
All right, I think we have asked almost all the questions that were provided to me by my students, and certainly some good takes from this particular interview. The first part is I'm really thrilled to understand this, that you are making students ready for foreign education after BBA honors. That's something great. Secondly, there is some skill-based education that will be provided by the IPM program, and that's also interesting. Thirdly, you clearly explained the university-based setup, and that's something which we must all look up to. I am quite sure that this interview will be remembered for long. Thank you for all the inputs, Dr. Aditya and Professor Vishnu. Thank you for your valuable time with
Thank you,
us over
thank
here.
you, thank you, Rahul.
Thanks, Rahul.
Thank you for
Thank you.
having us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.